You ever play a game and think, man, I have an idea that would be so cool for this? Well, what if I told you you could actually start making that game, like, today? Yeah, let's get into it, because this whole thing is way more accessible than you've probably been led to believe.
Okay, first things first. We gotta bust the biggest myth in game development right now. You know the one? This idea that you have to be some kind of coding genius, locked away in a dark room, just hammering at a keyboard for years before you can even make a little character jump. That is just not true. Honestly, it's the biggest thing that stops so many creative people from even giving it a shot.
So, if you don't need to be a genius, then what is the secret? I mean, how do the pros actually get started? Well, it all comes down to this one simple but really powerful idea. You have to start small. Seriously, forget about building your dream epic on day one. Simplicity, that's your superpower.
And that brings us to the key concept here, the one core mechanic. This is the secret sauce for real. You just pick one simple action, like jumping or tapping or moving. And then you build an entire, tiny, but complete game around just that one thing. This is how you learn the fundamentals without just getting totally buried under a mountain of different features.
So, what does a one-mechanic game actually look like? Well, here's some perfect examples you could literally start building right now. Think about a simple runner game, where the character just moves forward on their own and all you have to do is jump. Or a Flappy Bird kind of game, where tapping is the only thing you do. Or even a super basic 2D platformer. Yeah, they look simple, but believe me, they are incredibly powerful learning tools.
And this chart really just nails why starting small works so well. A simple runner game? The whole goal is just to learn the core fundamentals. A big studio game is trying to create this huge, epic experience. But look closer. The skills you're learning, physics, timing, progression, those are the exact same building blocks that are used in those massive games. Just, simplified. It's like you're learning the same language, you're just starting with the ABCs.
Okay, so let's dig into how this approach actually builds the specific skills you're going to need. We're talking about the absolute non-negotiable foundations, the stuff that makes every single video game tick.
These are what we call the core building blocks, and I want you to think about any game you've ever played. Seriously, I don't care if it's a simple puzzle game or some massive open-world epic. They all run on these same fundamental concepts: how things move, the physics that control them, and the basic rules of that world.
Let's just break down a game like Flappy Bird, right? Just to see these blocks in action. Number 1, player input. You tap the screen. Easy. Number 2, game physics. The character goes up and gravity pulls it back down. Number 3, collision detection. The game is constantly checking. Hey, did you hit an obstacle? And finally, number 4, a scoring system. Your score goes up, and that's it. The whole game is just those 4 really understandable steps.
And get this, just by building that one simple game, look at this list of really powerful, universal skills you walk away with. You learn how to control movement, implement physics, detect collisions, add a scoring system, and even manage game over states. This isn't just some checklist for one tiny project. It's the foundation you can use to build literally any game you can dream up down the road.
Okay, this next part, this is my favorite part. It's that moment when all the theory and all the practice just clicks, and you feel that incredible spark. You know what I'm talking about. It's the aha moment, where you actually see your code transform into a real creation. So just picture this for a second. You're in a game engine, maybe something like Unity. You've dragged a simple shape or maybe a little character sprite onto the screen. It's just sitting there. So how much crazy, complex work do you think it takes to actually make it move? To bring that static image to life? This right here, just 5 to 10 lines of code. I'm serious. We're not talking about hundreds of pages of complex algorithms. We're talking about a few simple commands that basically just tell your game, hey, when I press this key, move this character. That's the barrier to entry. It's that low. And that moment you finally hit the play button and you see that character actually respond to your commands for the very first time, oh man, there's really only one way to describe it. And the source material just nails it. It's pure magic.
And that's the crucial point here. That magical feeling, that's everything. It's the spark. It's the moment you realize you're not just following some tutorial anymore, you're a creator. You built a tiny interactive world from scratch, and it works. That feeling is the fuel that drives basically every single developer out there.
Which brings us to the final part of this. How do you take that spark and actually start your own journey from being a beginner to becoming a real creator?
See, something really amazing happens right after you finish that first tiny game. Your brain, it doesn't just stop. It immediately starts asking, what if, you know? What if I added power-ups? What if my character could double jump? What if they were enemies to dodge?
And that right there, that is the turning point. The second you start asking, what if, is the moment you transform. You go from being someone who's just following instructions to being a creator with your own vision and your own unique ideas.
Now, if you're looking for a guided first step on that journey, the source material we're looking at here actually points to a specific resource made for this exact thing. It's a course on Unity, and it's built specifically for absolute beginners. The whole idea is to guide you step by step through making a bunch of small games so that you end up with fully playable projects.
And a key piece of info that was mentioned in the source is that there's a pretty big discount on this course right now. It's for a limited time, which makes it a pretty good moment to jump in if you're interested.
But honestly, regardless of how you decide to start, the fundamental truth is just captured perfectly in this quote. No great developer just woke up and created a masterpiece. Nope. Every single one of them started the exact same way, with one small game, one simple idea, and that one powerful moment of curiosity, where they just wanted to see if they could bring it to life.
So that leaves us with just one final question. Now that you know it's possible, now that you know the first step is way smaller than you ever thought, and if that magic is totally within your reach, what's the first world you're going to build?